What is up? What's going on, guys? Trizzle here, tuning in, bringing you guys another great 3-star tutorial. Today, we are going to be going over Town Hall 12 Electro DragLoon. I know it's been a long time in the making, guys. Probably a little bit late to the party, but I don't care. I finally got my level 3 Electro Dragons. So we're ready to show you guys how it's done and how to get these 3 stars in. Now, of course, with this army, as you know, we're gonna have to come up with a nickname. So I've been tossing some things around. Obviously, you know, we've got Drago, El Drago, some more El Drago, El Chapo, and EDL. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We're gonna have to nickname this army because it is so strong, guys. As you know it, hashtag Team OP. Let's go ahead and get it. Now, of course, starting with the army, guys, it's nice and simple. You're just gonna be rocking 8 balloons, 8 Electro Dragons. For your siege machine, you're gonna use the Wallwrecker. And then in your CC, you're gonna be bringing a max Pekka along with 2 max Giants. Now for your spells, you're going to be bringing 3 rage spells, 4 freeze spells, 1 poison spell, along with a CC rage. I do want to mention a quick tip here, guys. If you are attacking in war, it's already been hit. Basically, you're doing a cleanup attack. You know what's in the CC. You may not have to bring that poison spell depending on the situation. Now, of course, that's going to allow us to get into the tips for success. Keep in mind, this is going to be best used on compact bases in order to make the most of the Electro Dragons chained attack. Of course, you got to get those max Town Hall 12 troops only. Of course, like I said before, I waited until mine were level 3 before I started using them. So very, very important. And then, of course, your kill squad has to be able to take out at least 1, if not 2 air defenses, and possibly the Eagle Artillery if possible. Now, if you can eliminate the EA, the Eagle Artillery, and 2 or more air defense, it is basically a guaranteed triple, guys. Mark my words. Now, for cleanup attacks, bases where you already know what the CC troops are, you know they won't affect the kill squad. You can use the Grand Warden on air mode to support the dragons instead of supporting the BK, AQ, and the Wallwrecker. So something to think about. Now, of course, to 3-star max bases in war consistently, your heroes need to be at least level 50 plus. It's a big boys game, guys, so make sure you get your heroes farmed up. As you know, practice, memorize those raid objectives, and practice some more, guys. I can't preach that enough. Now, of course, that's going to lead us right into the actual raid objectives, starting with number 1. Now, you want to determine the best side of the base to attack. Your kill squad needs to be able to take out at least 1 air defense, and either the Eagle Artillery or another AD, and try not to attack directly into the Town Hall on anti-3-star bases. Now, deploy your Wallwrecker. Raid objective number 2, you're going to deploy your Wallwrecker, followed by the Grand Warden, then the Queen, and then make sure your heroes can't be sniped by your defensive structure or the CC troops. After the Wallwrecker breaks into the first layer of your base, you're going to deploy your king directly behind the AQ and the Grand Warden. Try your best to funnel him into the core. Sometimes he may meander a little bit, that's okay, but you want to try your best to get him in but behind the kill squad. Now, raid objective number 4. Make the most of your hero abilities, guys. Never let the king's health dip below half before using the Iron Fist ability. And if your kill squad engages any single target infernos, you may have to use his ability early on to avoid it locking onto the king and then killing him almost instantly. Raid objective number 5. Use your poison spell if the CC troops engage the kill squad. It is ideal to use the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome to prolong the life of the Queen, unless he decides to break away and follows the Barbarian King. And when that happens, you know, just make sure you use your best judgment. Now, after destroying at least 1 air defense, and like I said, at least either another air defense or the Eagle Artillery, that's when you're going to bring in your dragons and the loons. Of course, if the kill squad wasn't able to take out the EA, you do want to try and take that out as quickly as possible with the rest of the army. Number 7, deploy the Electro Dragons adjacent to the wedge carved out by the kill squad. Don't spread them out too far, but don't drop them all in one spot or too closely together. Now, immediately afterwards, you're going to drop your loons surgically behind the line of dragons in 4 separate groups of 2. So you're going to spread them out to support the dragons. Now, raid objective number 9, use your spells to help the dragons and the loons flow through the base. The first raid should be fairly shallow. That's going to help jumpstart the army. And your free spells should be used primarily on your air defense and single target infernos. Depending on what the kill squad was able to take out, you might be able to use it on air expos, but you definitely want to guard against the air defense and the single target infernos. Now, raid objective number 10. Be careful not to get too far ahead of your army with your raid spells and free spells. Remember that the dragons do move somewhat slowly. Now, don't forget, you've got to make sure you remember to select the Wallwrecker if you're bringing your own and if you didn't have one donated to you. Can't tell you how many times I've made this mistake. I just smacked myself on the forehead. So I'm going to remind you guys, don't forget to select the Wallwrecker if you're bringing your own. Now, also, you can also keep your heroes up, basically your Archer Queen and possibly the King. You can keep them alive until the end of the raid if you time your dragons and loons. Ideally, you want to bring them in as soon as possible after you destroy the air defense and the EA, or like I said, that second air defense. And then after that, guys, you just sit back and collect your 3-star. This raid is incredibly strong. And we're going to go ahead and get into the replays right now. You guys will see this in action. Now, starting with the deployment, like I said, you want to pick the best side of the base to attack. Since you want to take out the air defense and the eagle, you're going to want to come in a way that is not directly into the town hall, but allows you to take out as much as possible. So as you'll notice, I'm going to come in on the, I think it's the top left on this base. So let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. So yeah, coming in on the top left, then comes the warden, then comes the queen. Again, not having the funneling troops, sometimes it is very difficult to get the king to go right behind the rest of the heroes. But like I said, that's okay. The Wallwrecker by itself, it's basically a golem. And then with the Pekka and the giants, the Pekka is enough to put up some DPS if needs be, break through a wall, and still get you into the core if needs be. So you'll notice that, with the Pekka, I'm able to get into the wall no problem. Even though there's a single target inferno, the king cleaning up on the top side, we're able to get that first air defense. We're going to actually get the eagle, and then I think we're going to get the second air defense. And like I said, guys, any raid where you can get the air defense, eagle artillery, and a second air defense is a guaranteed 3-star. So pop the ability, queen takes out the other air defense, and from here on out, you're going to see the Electro Dragons coming in on the right-hand side. So I didn't get them down quickly enough to really, keep the queen alive. She's going to get taken out by the Inferno. But as you see, you get those dragons down, followed by the surgical loons, and then rage them in, heal spell where you need to, and then you're going to try and use those rage spells as a blanket and move the entire army across the base, guys. Keep an eye out for the air sweepers because the dragons move so slowly. If you're not careful, you can really get hung up on those sweepers. So make sure you try to freeze those or take them out accordingly. But as you'll notice, because the chain lightning attack allows you to really make progress on bases that are clumped together, you're able to 3-star a lot of difficult bases. All right, so that was the first replay. Let's go ahead and get right into the second one and see how this works. So again, you always want to start off by picking the best side of the base to attack. You want to get those air defense along with an eagle if possible. So you want to make the most of your heroes, and that's why it's important to get your heroes leveled up, guys. You cannot have baby heroes. If you guys come by the live streams, you've heard me preach it time and time again. You cannot go to Town Hall 12 unless your heroes are at least level 50. And that's just my personal opinion. I know everybody plays the game the way that they like to, but at the end of the day, you're just making it that much harder for yourself. So going in on this side, I opted to aim for the eagle, aim for at least 1 or 2 of those air defense, So with the funnel, everything should be able to at least go in and take out a good bit of the high value items. Now, I did end up getting somewhat unlucky. The queen ends up taking a weird walk, and because of that, I wasn't able to get inside and take out the eagle directly. But luckily, the king ends up getting aggroed, gets pulled in, and some way, somehow, he actually takes out some more because, his ability hasn't even been used yet. Queen takes out the rest of the clan castle, and then from there, they're going to use the king ability and see how much extra I can get. If I'm not mistaken, yes, I do get the other air defense, and the eagle ends up staying up. But because I was able to get at least 2 of the air defense, I am able to still, 3-star with this raid. Now, of course, this is a Town Hall 11, and mind you, it wasn't a fully, max, base. So I'm not going to say that, this wasn't an easy raid. But at the end of the day, when you look at how many dragons are left up, I don't think there was a single dragon that died. It just shows you the overall strength of the army. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you guys another replay. Like I said, this is a very easy army, and it's something that you want to master as soon as possible. It is so strong, guys. And here's a little bit more of a level base, level 2 eagle, so you guys can actually see it in action. Again, don't forget, you want to use the kill squad to the best of their ability. You want to take out at least 1 or 2 air defense, along with that eagle if possible. So down comes the Wallwrecker, followed by the warden, followed by the queen to start that funnel. And if you're nice with it, you can get that king to go in. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's doable, sometimes it's impossible. All right, but you still make the most of your heroes. The queen and the warden, is a force to be reckoned with. So once the shell of the golem, that's what I call the Wallwrecker, once that goes down and that Pekka pops out, that max Pekka does a lot of work. The DPS is sick, and it's got a fair amount of hit points, so it's like a tank with a super high output. Even though it does attack slowly, it still, breaks through walls and gets you, into the core if needs be. So you'll end up noticing that by the time it's all said and done, I'm able to get the eagle, 1 air defense. The Pekka ends up actually breaking the wall. So as the queen swings around, I think she ends up getting a couple shots on that air defense, but no matter what, you'll notice that, it still sets up the entire attack. So she gets a hit off on the air defense. The Grand Warden saves the day. He puts out a lot of DPS as well, guys, so can't sleep on the Warden. So being that the air defense was over on this side, I opted to come in. That way I can take care of the air defense. You don't want to have to track through a ton of buildings in order to get to the air defense. You want to take care of business as soon as possible. So in they go, rage nice and early, freeze the air defense, making the most of the rage spells, allowing the dragons to move as quickly as possible. And you'll notice since they have that chain lightning ability, it ends up really moving very quickly throughout the base, especially on those bases where things aren't spaced out. And for those of you that are base builders out there, you might have to step your game up a little bit, because I can tell you that obviously, there's no base that's going to be able to defend every single army. But this is just one more thing that you have to worry about now with the meta, just because anything that's sitting right next to each other, it's like boom, and it's gone. So even if you have a good design, just because it has adjacent structures, it ends up going down so quickly. So there you have it, guys. Town Hall 12 Electro DragLoon. Don't forget, do me a favor, guys, down in the comments, go ahead and post what you think the nickname should be. I know we've got at least 4 different ones to choose from. We've got, the Ivan Drago, we've got El Drago, we've got El Chapo, and then we've got EDL. So hit me with a hashtag, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I can't tell you enough about this army being so overpowered, but you have to do those steps in the beginning to set the precedence for the attack. Using that hero kill squad has to have a lot of value. So you've got to get that air defense, got to get that eagle if possible, and that's going to set the tone for the entire attack, and it gives it its overall strength. So appreciate you guys watching until the end of the video. As you know, your boy Trizzle's got you covered, not with just the 3-star tutorials, but with the live streams. Got that ill gift card contest. Don't forget to participate in that. Hit me with that like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, guys. End of the day, really appreciate you guys watching. Trizzle tuning out.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.